and phonology. Phonetics and phonology are actually both a study of the sounds of language. What makes them different, though, is what aspect of the sounds of language they approach. Phonetics, for example, approaches the actual sounds coming out of our mouths, which are articulatory phonetics, which is a study of how sounds are produced, and there is also acoustic phonetics, which is the study of how sounds resonate and how they are transferred. Phonetics is, in a way, somewhat like parole from long and parole, according to Ferdinand de Saussure, which refers to the actual utterances of a language. Phonology, on the other hand, is a study of different sounds and the way they come together to form speech or words, such as comparison sounds. For example, in the English language, we have at least 6 different pronunciations for the letter T. The first one is ta, which is an aspirated sound as in top. The second one is t, which is non-aspirated as in stop. Number 3 is a closed off T as in pot. 4, a flap as in the middle of the word little. A glory stop where there is a stop or some sort of hiccup. Right after the letter T, for example, kitten. Notice how there's a stop there? Kitten. And the last one is actually omitting the T sound as in hunter. Okay? These are actually called allophones, which are acoustically different sounds, but they don't have different meanings in the language.
The International Phonetic Alphabet groups consonants by place, manner, and voicing. Sounds are classified according to their place of articulation. The articulation can be the movements of the mouth while we are talking. This includes the labials, the labial dentals, interdentals, alveolars, post-alveolars, palatals, velars, and glottals. According to the manner of articulation, and this means how the mouth obstructs the flow of air while it's pronouncing the consonants, are stops, the fricatives, the nasals, or the nose, the laterals, and the approximates. According to whether they're voiced or not, on the IPA chart, when 2 consonants are in the same box, the one that is left is voiceless or unvoiced, and the other one in the right is voiced. The International Phonetic Alphabet vowel symbols are very different from English spellings. Many English vowels are diphthongs. Diphthongs are a type of vowel sound where 2 single vowels sounds are combined within a single syllable.
Moving on to phonetics. Phonetics is a scientific study of human speech sounds. There are different areas in which you can study speech sounds. Articulatory is a study of what you do exactly when you are producing speech. What you do with your tongue, with your lips, with your mouth, with your lungs, etc. Acoustic phonetics is a study of the actual sound waves, the frequency passing through the air. Auditory phonetics is a study of what happens when said sound waves hit the ear, also known as listening. Articulatory phonetics is most useful to language learners. Phoneticians use ultrasounds, x-rays, and more advanced technology to be able to tell what is done with your lungs, with your tongue, and your throats. You can actually do this at home by using a mirror and a camera. This way you can watch yourself and study your movements. I think this is very important when studying a new language and having to learn a whole new way to move your muscles, your tongue muscles, your throat muscles. Speech sounds can be identified by 3 criteria, which is voicing status, place of articulation, and manner of articulation. Voicing means our vocal cords vibrating. How can we find this out? We place our hand on our throat to find out. For example, the letter S, there is no vocal cord vibration. The there is no vocal cord vibration. Another example would be the F. There is no vocal cord vibration. Moving on to the letter Z. Z, Z, there is vocal cord vibration, as well as with the letter V. V, V, there is vocal cord vibration. Something I found very interesting was the place of articulation. In other words, where in the mouth is the constriction taking place? The bilabial, which is are both lips together, as they do with the B, P, M. The labial dental, which are the lips against the teeth, F, or the V. The interdental, which is the tongue between the teeth, the alveolar, which is the tongue at the ridge with the T, D, N. Okay, also the velar, which is the tongue at the velium, which will be the G or the K. Knowing all this, I believe, is crucial when learning a new language. And I believe that the younger you are when learning a new language, the better and easier the place of articulation will be.
Following with the manner of articulation, we have another part, nasal. One example is when some closure blocks airflow through the mouth. Another one is vowels. The position of the tongue in the mouth determines the quality of the vowel. Example, A, A. In another hand, we have the IPA, an ambiguous way of spelling pronunciation. What are the different sounds that can be produced with letters? IPA symbols are composed of one or more elements of two basic types, letters and diacritics. For example, the letter C sounds C or K.
Phonology is the study of the organization of the sounds. It will be just like grammar, but in this case with sounds and not letters. And this phonology can be different depending on the language you choose to study. Meanwhile, phonetics is the study of the way sounds, the interpretation and production of it. And here, the language, it will be no problem. Other point to see, it's the phonemes, being a small set of speech sounds that are distinguished by the speaker of a particular language. We need to be clear about this. It's not any kind of sound that will be a speech sound, which can be done even by a parrot. Then we have the minimal pairs. We already saw this in some other class. We need to remember that these are the words that can be differenced by only one variant sound from other words, just like bear and beer, good and wood, safe and safe. And the last part of the video, I was a little bit confused about it. Maybe Daniel will be clearer. It says that phonemes can change depending of the situation and where it's situated in the word. These are the same things, but it will have a slightly change. I think it is in the sound, more like it. So, this will be all. Thank you.
So this is the second part of the explanation about phonology that my classmate and friend Isabel previously started to explain. As Chevalier said, phonology is the study of how sounds differ in meaning using the smallest sounds units called phonemes. Those units or phonemes help us to distinguish meaning in two different words which pronunciation might be very similar. For example, ball or tall. The phoneme here, v, gives us the meaning for ball, unlike the t sound that tells us that tall refers to a, for example, height, right? It's very important to understand that a phoneme may have different speech sounds. That means multiple variation at the moment of pronounce the phoneme. For example, the phoneme or speech sound ta, which is T between slashes, right? This phoneme ta, sorry, when it's pronounced uh, in different words, it may sound different. For example, two, two. In the word two, the sound two, it doesn't sound properly like two. It sounds two, like with a puff of air. Or sorry, water. In this case, the sound t in water, it doesn't sound properly like a t. Or for example, stew, stew. There's a different pronunciation of the same phoneme, right? Or for example, 10, 10, 10. It's very similar like two, two, and 10. Both sounds like t, all right? So those different variations of the same phoneme, according to the environment or position it has in a certain word, are called allophones. And all of them, those different variations, belong to the same phoneme.